What is up, my dudes? Allie here for another video. Today's video is a special one. For today's video, we'll be taking a sneak peek at the Sakura Wars GB English translation that is about 75% done. It was just announced to coincide with Sakura Wars 25th anniversary, which is super exciting. So before we get into the gameplay and commentary with one of the lead localizers of the game, I wanted to give a little bit of background on this series, the specific Game Boy game itself, and the project, just so you guys have some context for this video. So first, Sakura Wars. What is it? So Sakura Wars is a video game series, also anime, and they've done a bunch of other spin-offs and stuff. The first game originated on the Sega Saturn, and basically it's sort of a combo of a tactical RPG mixed with dating sim, mixed with visual novel. So basically the summary of this game is that you're a guy that gets thrown into this theater group that is also secretly the Imperial Theater Review and piloting these mechs to help protect the city. And yeah, a bunch of shenanigans ensue, and that's a very, very general summary of what Sakura Wars is. The group to which all of the main characters belong to is specifically called the Flower Division, which is the main combat troop. So that's the general storyline of what Sakura Wars is, if you don't know what it is. And then specifically this Game Boy game, I'll give a quick summary about that. So the full name of the game is Sakura Wars GB Go Forth Flower Division Enlist. It was a Japan exclusive Game Boy Color game, and it was a spin-off from the first Sakura Wars. So you really need to view it as sort of supplemental content to the first Sakura Wars for context. This game was also followed by a sequel called Sakura Wars GB2. Basically, the whole concept of this game is that you have been ordered to a probational enrollment of 1 month after meeting the Imperial Combat Review's vice captain, and they have been searching all over Japan for people that have really great spiritual power. And in this game, you meet the 6 main characters of the Imperial Combat Review, and you have to complete your graduation exam. And through this, you go through different cutscenes and training and life sim elements to, get to the end point of getting to your exam. And you can get different endings depending on which girl, you have higher level friendship or affection with, that sort of thing. Here is the game itself, Sakura Wars GB, for anyone that wants to see the box. And also, the game was released with the Pocket Sakura. Unfortunately, I do not have batteries in mine right now, but basically it functions very similarly to the Pocket Pikachu, if you guys are familiar with that. And basically how it works is you walk around with Sakura, you get steps. Depending on how many steps you take, you can meet different characters, get different events, all of that sort of thing. And then based on how many steps you take, you can transfer currency to the game itself and buy items with said currency. Sort of similar to how it works in Pokemon. I would love to do a full video on this thing one day, but today we're focused just on the main game itself and the translation. So how this all came to be is that Burn10s on Twitter, who is the lead localizer for Sakura Wars GB, reached out to me and was like, hey, I saw some of your Sakura Wars videos. I like your videos. Would you want to check out a 75% completed build of the game? Because the anniversary is coming up, we're going to announce it and all that sort of stuff, like officially announce it with the trailer and stuff. I was like, yeah, of course. So this is how this stream came to be. So it's me and him on a call, just sort of going through the game, me doing my first playthrough, and him giving some really insightful commentary on, the localization and like development of, getting the English in there and everything, and just sort of all the work that they've done so far. I have played it, but I've only played it in Japanese, so this should be interesting. So I guess first, I haven't started the game yet. I literally just booted it up, and I showed everybody. I have the original game and the Pocket Sakura and stuff. I guess if you just want to do like a little intro on like yourself and like the project and everything, just so, I don't know, the people know.
Yeah, so my name is Burnt10s. I'm a local fan localizer of a lot of video games. I want to say this is my 4th project this year. I started back in late January, and so I got my. So this is a spin-off game of Sakura Wars that takes place in between chapters 4 and 5 of the main game, which, of course, the first game has been translated. So people that have been able to play this can play this GB game as almost like a companion piece.
Yeah.
And so this is almost like a pocket version of the visual novel aspects of the main game, and you can take it on the go. You interact with all the characters, and you get to build up a relationship with others. And in fact, you can even be you play as your own original character, joining the Imperial Assault Troop.
Well, I'm just gonna get started. I guess for context, for me personally, I have attempted to play this game, not translated. I don't know Japanese, so it's a hot mess. Yeah, so it'll be very exciting to see what's actually supposed to be happening. But also too, I'll show on camera really quick for people in the stream, but here's the original game, complete in the box. I really like the box art. It's really pretty on the back. You got some screenshots of the game and everything on what to expect. And then I have the Pocket Sakura. Unfortunately, it doesn't have batteries in it, but it's very similar to the, like I said before, the Pocket Pikachu. You can connect it to the game. You get to walk around with Sakura, and I forget all the other features, but I'm sure I'll put it somewhere.
You actually walk around with all the other
yeah, can you, like, you get to meet them if you, like, walk certain distances or something? I forget.
Right, yes. That's
yeah. That's some awesome box art. Yeah. Okay, let's get started. Press start. Also, I didn't know the mini games were locked in the beginning, because on my cartridge, they're all unlocked.
Yeah. You have to play. This game rewards multiple playthroughs, and you have to go through all the different endings.
Yeah.
So before we start, perhaps we can go to options and we can change the text.
Ooh, I already did that. I did fast.
Okay.
I did fast for everything.
Okay.
Cool. Do I start with new game or prologue?
Probably new game. Prologue is just an introduction of how you got into the Flower Division.
Gotcha.
And basically, the deputy commander found you and said that she's been looking for new recruits, and she wants to offer you 1 month of the Flower Division.
Huh. That's interesting. I'm actually curious really quick, because I was just talking about this on stream. Have you played the PS4 game?
Yeah, I played. So I played the original. I was one of the testers, and then I also played the 5th game, and then I played the 2020 game.
Nice. Yeah, it's funny.
I think it's okay.
Yeah, it's funny because how I got into it was because I'm a big, like, Game Boy collector, and I saw this game and I was like, oh, that looks cool, and it has, like, this weird peripheral with it, you know? Or, like, not weird, but, like, different, because it's, like, the Pokemon stuff. And then that's how I found out about it. Then I got the game, and then I think around that time is when it came out on PS4, and I watched some, like, on YouTube. You guys, you should watch it. There's a really good Sakura Wars documentary on YouTube. It's, like, an hour or two long that gives, like, a whole backstory of the series, which is really, really cool. But yeah, that's sort of my, I don't know how I kind of got into it. It's very weird, but new game. Oh, I'm so excited. I can actually read it.
Have you played the other games in the series?
No, I've only played this one, kind of played this one in the PS4 one, but I want to play all the other ones. So this is the Grand Imperial Theater where I'll be doing my trial enlistment. I'll do my best. I'm gonna try. Captain of the Imperial. Oh, let's go! Let's go! Ooh, answer. Oh, I love this. Yes. For anyone that hasn't seen that before, it's like you have, like, a timer to pick, like, different options and stuff. And I remember specifically when I played through the PS4 one on stream, sometimes with chat, we would always pick, like, the most chaotic, like, option just to see what they would say. So that's fun.
Yeah. So in this game, the time answers are called the lip system.
Yes.
These can get really bizarre. These can get really bizarre.
Oh, I love the little portraits. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, this game is like a technical showpiece of the Game Boy Color.
Yeah, definitely. Sakura! Woo! So guys, this is Sakura. She's, like, you know, the one that's on the cover. Oh, we get to do a mock battle. Okay. Sakura's Kobu, all around attack range close. Agility, medium. Accuracy, far. I mean, I gotta pick Sakura's one. I mean, I feel like I have to. Oh yeah, so when I got to this part, I would have, like, no idea what to do when it's in Japanese. Approach, I guess? Okay.
Yeah, so on the left shows basically how close you are to the enemy.
Oh.
And then top blue bar is the enemy's health, and the bottom blue bar is your
my
health.
Gotcha. I like the design of the, like, how they did that, like, UI with, like, the health and, like, the bars on the side and stuff. That's really neat.
One of the shortcomings of this game is that the battles are actually very random.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I had to use save states because even though I had really good stats,
Mm-hmm.
it just depends on it's all RNG based, unfortunately. This game can be a little bit cryptic, so we're trying to
Yeah.
improve the game in this English patch a little bit.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
Apparently, GB2 has even better sprite work, which
Really?
is somehow insane.
Oh my god. Well, I mean, it makes sense since it was released later, right? Like near the end of the.
Maybe 8 months later.
Yeah, I was trying to think because I don't remember off the top of my head the difference from when this game came out to the next one. Because I haven't played the second one, so.
Yeah, this one's a 2000. This one's a mid 2000 game.
Mm-hmm.
The other one came out in 2001, just like 3 months before the Game Boy Advance came out.
Dang, that's crazy. I assume I haven't played the second one, but I assume it probably uses like the same engine and stuff. Like it's the same idea, you know?
Nope, it's a completely different kind of game.
Wait, really? I didn't know that.
GB2 is a dungeon crawling turn-based RPG.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
And
so they really did both of these, like, kind of back to back, I guess, sort of.
This one was licensed out, but then GB2 was actually done in-house by Sega.
Oh, okay. Who did this one? I don't remember. Is it
it's a split between Red Company and Media Factory.
I've heard of Media Factory before, yeah. Because Media Factory, at least from like the random Japan-only games, like Game Boy games that I have, they are on a lot of them. Especially ones that are like, they did, oh man, I can't remember. I feel like they did some of the like Pokemon sort of copy, I don't know what else to call it, like sort of Pokemon style stuff. It's like, hey, let's do this concept, but make it our own. Oh, so this one I can't pick, so it has to be, oh, interesting.
Yeah, so the morning sessions are already preset, but you're allowed to pick whatever you want in the afternoon.
Gotcha. So if it's like somebody I don't want to, be with or whatever, then I could just nap through it. That sounds like real life. Who's my waifu? Oh, Sakura, hands down. Sakura's, yeah, I always pick Sakura. Okay.
I'm typically a Sumire person, but
that's fair. I like her too.
Writing for the script in this game made me have a really big appreciation for Maria.
Oh, that's cool. That's sweet.
I think she was the writer's favorite. Just because of how much they go into her.
Oh, that's really cool. I'm curious too, like, because obviously I've never like my only experience with like translating stuff is I know Korean, and obviously that doesn't help with like Japanese video games, clearly. But I've translated like like articles and like stuff like that before. Like I'm very rusty now, but I'm curious how that works for like a game, especially a game that I'm sure it's different. Let's say, back when this game came out, let's pretend that they were going to localize it and bring it over here. I'm sure it's maybe a very different process doing it, back in the day versus doing this in 2021 with a game that's been out for like, 20 something years and having all of the like technology and like knowledge we do now,
So you're trying to ask like what might be the difference between now and
yeah, I guess like what you're like how you sort of went about it, or like why this game, or like besides obviously like being a fan and the fact that there wasn't like already an existing translation of it or whatever.
Right. So the reason I chose this game was because I was looking for just another Soccer Wars game to start, because my first ever translation was Soccer Wars Columns on Dreamcast. And I'd fallen in love with the series. I was being a tester of the original game, doing with the 2.0 patch. I've just been wanting to get more people into the series in the West.
Yeah, definitely.
So I really, this is just my way of passing the time while we wait for people to free up in case we ever want to do mainline Soccer Wars 2.
Yeah.
So I had thought, this is a Game Boy Color game. How complex could it be? Only a couple megabytes. Turns out, our programmer, he found out this is one of the largest games on the console at 4 megabytes.
That's crazy. I saw too. Oh, I forget who it was, but I retweeted it earlier. There was some stuff found that like some like TV tuner or something like found in the game.
So that's our editor.
That's crazy.
Editor, so... yeah, a lost peripheral for the Game Boy Color that was supposed to connect to the Dreamcast. And so the way we went about this translation was our programmer, he found all the text. He just went in and found all the text. He's an accomplished Game Boy hacker. He found all the text was uncompressed, and compression is the enemy of all our programmers because we can never figure out how they actually did it.
Yeah.
So he basically put it into a giant Excel sheet, and it's like 20,000 different lines that we had to translate. I don't actually know Japanese myself either. I was just really good at trying to make sense of what gobbledygook Google Translate's giving me.
Yeah.
I was able to do like 60% of the work, like whenever I see or saw a line.
Yeah.
But then I found another super fan of Sakura Wars who actually knew Japanese and who had actually played GB.
Oh,
And I managed to recruit him onto the team. And yeah, so basically when you're looking through the text, you'll see there's a pattern to how the conversations go.
Yeah.
Once you know how one of them goes, most of the time it's easy enough to keep on continuing on that pattern.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's interesting.
And I think compared to 20 years ago or 25 years ago, localization is just a lot easier now because we have hindsight to learn from the mistakes. I'm always joking, I cannot believe anime clubs of the mid-2000s would have all those translators notes that they just left in, all the random Japanese in their subtitles. The infamous Keikaku from Death Note.
Oh my god.
And I think, yeah. And so, And so we just wanted to avoid all that.
Yeah.
The biggest focus, I think, is just keeping in line with the first game's translation because we want to try and keep a consistency. And that we have a spreadsheet that shows all the different terms that we use, such as the Imperial Assault Troop.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, that's definitely something I think that, especially since you had mentioned doing this, you want more people to get into it and know about it and stuff. And since, if you end up doing any of the other games or trying to keep everything in line within one series, I think is really valuable just so, it's a lot less confusion for someone new coming in if they decide to be like, hey, I'm going to go play, all of these games, all these fan translations and stuff, because I feel like sometimes I think of with Pokemon, for example, obviously those games have come out here. But, let's say, for example, they did it and you have all these different, terms, terminology that's specific to that game. If it was all different, it would be so confusing, especially to people, not only people that have played it before, but people that also are brand new to it. So I think that's really cool that you guys do that.
Yeah, I'm thankful to hear that. The official stuff about Sakura Wars has never been consistent. The anime.
Yeah.
They'll spell Ogami wrong, or So Long My Love, the PS2 game. They both use combat review, which is what Sega uses, but they also use Fighting Force, which nobody else uses. So,
that's so confusing.
I think almost half of the ROM size is just voice acting.
That does not shock me at all.
And the crazy thing is, there are voice lines that are not used in the game that are still in here.
They just left it on there? Oh my gosh.
We're looking into seeing if we can restore those.
Oh man, that would be awesome. Yeah, I'm curious, mate, why... I wonder why either they were unused or maybe they... who knows? Yeah, who knows?
So the reason why is because whenever you do voice acting on the Game Boy Color, it takes over the entire CPU. You can't do anything else. So our theory is that it was just because it was basically the entire ending is voice acted.
Yeah.
We're thinking that it might have slowed it down a little too much, in terms of pacing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they did not cheap out. They got the full voice cast from the main games to do a ton of voice acting.
That's awesome. That reminds me of some of the Sailor Moon games on Super Famicom. They did the same thing. They got, the voice actresses from the anime, and obviously it sounds spot on because it's the, original voice actresses, but it's so cool. So someone in chat asked, what was harder, doing a full script that keeps the spirit of what was said or actually injecting said script into this game, which I assume is significantly more text?
Doing the full script. Actually inserting this into the game takes our programmer like a minute.
Oh, wow.
But actually keeping the full script, translating all the jokes because they do not work in English.
Yeah, that's
a lot of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of the a lot of the jokes come from the fact that there's a lot of homophones in Japanese, where the kanji almost looks exactly the same. You gotta pick out the right one.
Yeah.
You gotta, do that. And also, there's just, for example, Koran. She speaks in a Kansai accent. We have to figure out what she's saying, because sometimes she'll throw in a word that does not make any sense.
Yeah. Oh no, she's gonna be mad at me again. I didn't do anything. Do you know that? I always wonder how fan translations work, like basically decompiling the code and replacing the text. I also assume you understand fluent Japanese for accurate translation.
Yeah, so essentially that's how it works, is we have a programmer who goes in and actually tries to find out where the text is actually stored. Because, it's not in text form. It's all stored as, numbers and all that stuff. I'm not the biggest programming guy, so I don't know too much about that. But what I do know is that he was able to identify all the kanji, identify a couple hundred kanji, because it was on a font sheet. And so once we were able to turn that into a something you can actually type out, the programmer would then just put it into an Excel sheet. Every line is another text box essentially, and we just translate from there. One column is Japanese, and then the next column is the English version. I actually don't know Japanese all that well. I was able to just suss out what's going on using Google Translate. But what saved me is I have an actual translator named Matt B. He actually knows Japanese, and he was the one that basically saved my bacon, because otherwise I'd be totally lost.
Yeah.
And fan translation, every single one of them is different. This one, the text was not compressed, so the programmer didn't need to bother with that. But on the flip side, the programmer had to deal with variable width font. Because in the original Japanese, kanji takes up a lot more space, but that's because each kanji conveys a lot more ideas, versus something like English, where every word is multiple characters.
I don't know what it says, but it doesn't have a number, so I'm scared. This month flew by so quickly, and now my time in the Imperial Salt Troop is coming to an end. Last thing to do is gather everyone around and say goodbye. Oh, I'm so sad! Everyone's waiting for you. You've worked so hard this past month. Honestly, I could learn a thing or two from you about work ethic. I can't speak. Well, son, I don't know what you'll do after this is all over, but just remember, I'll always be here to help you. I can see you have your own path in life to follow now, cadet. I'm sure what you've learned here will help you on that path. Good luck. That's a short game? Well, I mean, you have to consider this is just one ending. This is just one path. And he had mentioned it takes like 2 hours. This took 3 hours to do like one path, and there's what, like 5 girls to or at least 5, I would assume, different endings with the different girls. Then he mentioned Ogami. There's like a general ending with like the main guy, the main guy you talk to. And I don't know what other endings there are, but it's meant to be replayed to get different scenes, unlock the mini games. There's a bunch of unlockables and different endings and all that kind of stuff. This isn't forever goodbye, but even so, you kind of repeat the same thing 5 or 6 times. Yeah, but I mean, to be fair, it's a Game Boy game. It's a Game Boy life sim visual novel type deal, so I'm not surprised. But oh, I won't say goodbye then, just till we meet again. Just different texts and experiences. I mean, that's on par for the course for a type of game like this sort of genre, where especially visual novels.
For a Game Boy game, that's sort of what you had to do.
Yeah. It was a short but fulfilling month. I'll never forget it. Oh no! It's also a supplement to a game that's largely a visual novel. Yeah, exactly. It's about time for the train to depart. No! It's Ogami! Oh! No! It expects you to already be familiar with the characters in said game. Yeah. Oh, this song's so pretty.
Definitely save scum next time. Whenever this game comes up for real, save scum and just go for the Sakura ending.
Yes, totally. Oh, he's giving me a ticket to their next show. Oh, this song's so good. Oh, is this the credits? Oh, credit. Okay, we gotta watch the credits. Oh my gosh. When you think of this as a supplement of a bigger game, it makes more sense, yeah. Oh, if only that was Sakura. Why do we have to look at Ogami? I don't want to look at Ogami. Oh, I got And then we gotta go through the stuff there's some stuff in the menu and all the mini games and all the other stuff too. I assume, or no, wait. This is either the people that worked on the game or the voice actors.
Yep. These are the people who worked on it.
Gotcha.
Then the voice actors come up in a little bit.
You have to aggressively pursue a single girl if you want to see their ending. Yeah, that's what I tried to do, but I gotta go more ham next time.
Oh, and Allie, I must apologize, but I do need to start heading out.
Yeah, you're good. No worries. If there's anything else you just want to say to everybody, or anything about the translation or anything, feel free to go ahead.
Yeah. Just that. Thank you for watching this translation. I believe the opponent might remain in the chat. He's also on the team, so if you have any more questions, feel free to ask him.
Awesome. Well, yeah, thanks for coming on. This was super fun to hear all the insight and everything about it. So, yeah. Awesome. And I'm excited for when you guys finish up. I'll definitely obviously play.
Link you to the other projects that we've worked on.
Yeah, definitely. So I hope you guys enjoyed my first playthrough of Sakura Taisen GB. Please make sure to go follow everyone involved with this project. I'll put all the Twitter links in the description. I definitely want to try to get Sakura's ending next time. But anyway, I'll see you guys around for the next one. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you around. Bye!